the home of the Mallee Stump. And rippin' good footy, the Mallee Football League.
Yes, welcome back to the Flow Friday Night Sports Show. Now, this is highly anticipated stuff.
Yeah.
Last week, here on the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, there was not a dry eye in the house. The great Rod Maynard from Mallee Football. We welcome you back on for one last time. Massive shoes to fill, Flo, man.
Yes.
You're talking about a legend of South Australian football, of Australian football. He played AFL football.
He was.
Spent a lot of time there, of course, in Mallee as well. And he's handed the reins over now to a man who's got massive shoes to fill. This has been highly anticipated stuff. All week I've been getting text messages. You've been getting text messages. Who's it going to be?
We got the great man from the BDT Footy Club, Ben Hooper, who joins us. G'day, Ben. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Jason Wayne. How are you guys?
Oh, that was a great build-up for you. But just got a text message that's just come in from Rocket Rodney Maynard, and he's actually said that Ben Hooper will be really, really good, Flo, man. And then a moment later, couldn't believe it, Wade Nichols from the Pinaroo Footy Club, he said, look, I'm not a great speaker, but I'm glad you got Ben Hooper. So, Hoops, the crowds are out there saying they love you already.
Oh, the pressure's on. They are extremely big boots to fill, as you've mentioned. Rodney, what an unbelievable man he is for footy in general, but particularly Mallee footy. So I'll do my best.
I know he's listening on, but I know someone else is listening on who you are very familiar with as well. I got a text message from the president of the Centrally United Football Club on the Eyre Peninsula. His name's Jared Sampson. Spent a bit of time at BDT.
He did.
And he's actually sent me a picture here. It came from Big Brucey's page, Murrayland's football and netball sporting results. Jared's got a question for you. We're taking questions from the audience now, apparently.
We are.
Hoops, he wants to know if you're going to slim down for the show at any stage.
Sambo, the cheeky bugger. Burner League, he's your man, I tell you what.
We'll sort that out after the show.
Oh, dear.
And I'll tell you what, Jared, gee whiz, pot and kettle, come on.
I reckon, Hoops, you'd be on the honey a little bit too, wouldn't you? So maybe a bit of a struggle to keep the weight off with the beautiful sugary honey that you've got down there at Tinty.
Tasting too much of my fine produce, yes?
Hey, mate, you must be excited. Footy's back. You would have had the year off. Your body must be fresh, ready and raring to go.
Oh, yeah, it's great to be back, absolutely. I'm not sure my body's raring to go. I'm putting myself in the retirement list at this point in time. I'm hoping that we maintain enough numbers and I'm not required.
Well, and you've gone to air with that. I reckon Meningi might be ringing shortly. But anyway, BDT this week. At this stage, you're heading to peak anyway. Let's see how that goes. You'll be watching on with interest, I'm sure. The Peak boys, my lads, how are they going to shape up this year, mate?
Well, I did the ring around to touch base with everyone around the team, and I spoke to the Wampy Mafia boss out there, Toby, and he had absolutely no idea what was going on. So he had to sneak down to the IGA and buy some name tags. But when he got there, all the Mallee IGAs have sold out of name tags. So there's that many ins and outs. No one knows exactly what's going on. So it's a great unknown this week for us.
Oh, the Peak Oval. I can just see the BDT boys kicking the ball out onto the main highway and no one knowing to ask the person's name to go and get it for them. But who do you reckon will win at Peak's home deck? In seriousness, I mean, it's a game of footy that's got to be won. It's the start of the 2021 season. How do you reckon your lads will go against the new players at Peak?
I think we'll put our best foot forward as we normally do. But credit to Peak, they've gone out and they've got a great coach in Adam Clun with just a wealth of depth of knowledge in footy. So been through the Sturt system, up and on Capringa, great player. If he does wheel out, he'll still be smart. He'll have to have attention paid to him, but be a great coach. And with him, he brings quite a new group of players. So they've had quite a big change over there. They've lost all their historical travellers and they've got a new crew. So credit to Peak and Clunny and wish him all the best with his team. But our boys, led by Nathan Stark, a new coach that we've got on board, previous player, but wishing him also the best with his first coaching debut. And, we welcome back some great players to our club. And it'll be a cracking game. We've got a lot of first gamers out there coming up through the juniors. So very young team, but a very different looking one that took to the park in the grand final in 2019. 19.
All right, now, Murrayville. All those name tags, I reckon they were bought by the people on that Murrayville bus because they got to Andy Cornish there at the Lameroo News Agency, and I reckon that's where all the name tags are gone. Murrayville play Lameroo.
Unbelievable amount of changes there. Be tough to rock up for any team this week, I reckon. So just truly so many unknowns, but Tom Proven's taken on the coaching role out there, and he's assisted by Nick Bailey, and they've got plenty of numbers. They've got some good recruits, and they're up and about, so they're thoroughly looking forward to it. But I reckon Lameroo, they'll be tough to beat this year. They've talked it up big from the start. They've got a depth of players, 60 on the list, and that's why Matty Dent went out there. He heard it was going to be the easiest coaching job in country footy in South Australia, so he's rolled on out there. And but they've had some big outs. Lameroo, hard to replace. Harry Fromm, Taylor Angel, Luke Exton, Mick Stalich, great players for Lameroo and hard to replace. But they have gone out well, and they've got a good crew coming in from Cow, but some real strong ones from Keith as well, particularly Johnny Wilson, great player, and will be right up there in the Mallee footy. They've also got strong local lads that are leading the charge pretty hard this year for them in Youngie and Barrett. So they'll be quite a powerhouse, I reckon. I reckon the Hawks might get over the line this week.
All right, and the game, I'm heading out to it. Can't wait for it, to be honest. Karoonda taking on Pinaroo. Now, this will be at Karoonda, and they've got a bit of a complex there to open, I believe. The netball court's been done up. It's all looking sensational out there at Karoonda, but looking forward to this game, and it should be a beauty. Karoonda have done a bit of recruiting as well.
Absolutely, yes. Nathan Brown coaching, fantastic player, male meta winner, as we know. Big ins. They've got some hard hitting ins. Ben and Dan Whitehead come across, and Kieran Stone, big bodied mids who might be half backers but run through the mids. Recruit Henderson from Jervois. So yep, some pretty good guys there coming in. They have had a few injury woes though. They signed up for Ruckman early in the year, and he's unfortunately done a knee at training of all things, and also a bit of hot news off the press after the Karoonda Farm Fair. I hear the vice captain might have tripped over a tent peg left on the oval, and he's off to Adelaide.
Oh no!
Scans on his knee, so yeah, tragedy before the first game.
Tent pegs, random tent peg derailing their season before it even begins. What about the Roos? How are they looking?
Nick Hyde coaching, what an elite human he is, wonderful Pinaroo contributor, and he's brought together a really strong team, I reckon. They've had a few outs, and as all teams have in the Mallee, there's been quite a big change, but great recruits coming on board. I think they've taken on half of the Shock, the old Sacred Heart Old Collegians team, but they'll be really tough to beat this year as well, I reckon. So I'm tipping Pinaroo just to get across the line as they travel down there.
Very quick performance appraisal as we sign off. What did you think, Flo? How do you reckon he went?
Yeah, look, the texts are coming still in.
We normally do this off air, but for now we'll do it on air.
I will keep him because no one else wants to do it.
Well, actually, hang on. I've got one more question before we wrap up, and this will decide it. Who do you barrack for in the AFL, Hoops?
I'm a Crow supporter.
All right, you can stay.
Definitely, and I reckon that you'll be out and about, and you'll be looking forward for all the Pinaroo people to come up and say g'day to the big Jace Stat Man. He'll be out at Karoonda Oval, and the Karoonda folk will come and get around you, mate, as you commentate with Mark Kilmartry and the big Bruce Phillips out there for the MFL TV tomorrow. It's going to be live and streamed on that page, and looking forward to the games and the results coming in. And Ben Hooper joining us next week to do it all again. Hoops, we'll catch you next time.
Solutions Bernag in Lameroo and Karoonda are passionate about providing soil and livestock nutrition products and information that assists farmers with the best farm management practices. They also provide fertiliser and soil testing services, agronomy, animal health and insurance, along with the livestock services of Keller Livestock, Nutrient Ag Solutions, plus Mark Egan with Real Estate Nutrient Harcourts. There for farmers. Talk to the team today. Nutrient Ag Solutions, Bernag in Lameroo and Karoonda, helping Australia grow.
BVMS Chartered Accountants, a passionate team of local experienced professional advisors ready to help you with all aspects of your business or personal accounting needs. Client-driven and results-focused, from general accounting and audits to self-managed super funds and taxation, and specialising in agriculture clientele, with offices in Waikerie, Berry and now in Loxton, plus visiting the Mallee regularly. Contact BVMS Chartered Accountants today and see how they can make things easier for you. BVMS Chartered Accountants. Locals counting on locals. Visit bvms.com.au.
Tatiara Industrial Repairs is the name to remember when it comes to engineering. If you're in need of a customised stone roller, trailer, shed or repairs to your stock crate, look no further, because TIR have you covered. The highly skilled tradesmen at TIR will get your job finished faster than a speeding bullet to the highest possible standard. TIR, your one-stop engineering workshop. Contact them with your maintenance and general engineering job today. Call 08 8752 2492 or visit tirbordertown.com.au.
T-minus 9, 8, 7.
Don't miss the New Holland Tractors Great Rate Countdown at Ronco Motors. From as little as 0.44% on the T4 Series to 0.99% on the T9 Series tractor, we're counting down great tractors with great rates in our end of financial year sale. Order your tractor before June 30th and take delivery before December 31st, 2021 and benefit from the government's instant asset write-off tax incentive. Finance to approved ABN holders subject to terms and conditions. Contact Ronco Motors for more information. Ronco Motors, we're here for all your machinery needs.
The Southeast, known for its amazing flora, fauna and footy. Mid-Southeast Footy.
It's The Flow, Friday Night Sports Show. Jason the Flow Man with you. Occasionally they call me the Stat Man. Very close games of football in Mid-Southeast football last weekend. And Flow Man, our man from the Robe Football Club, is back with us. Who have we got?
Jared Dawson joins me. And g'day, Jared. How are you?
Good, thanks, Wayne. How are you? Jason, how are you?
Going well, mate. The Battle of the Red and Whites in round one it was. And look, I keep saying this, Tantanoola Tigers are not red and white. It had to be the Rooster that got the job done, and it was in the A grade, 8-12-60 to 5-10-40. Well done, mate, starting with a win.
Yeah, it was it was a pretty windy day down in Robe, blowing straight down the ground, and we took our chance in the first quarter, and it was a bit of a slog after that, with a bit of rain and a bit of wind throughout the day. So.
It really would have been tough conditions down there. Look, Kelly, the coach, got going with a couple, and Zach Dean always likes to kick a goal. Dickinson kicked two. So those three with the two, Dean and Williams, are good players. Young Dutton come through to play pretty well in senior football on the day, so that was great to see. Just a quick look at the other senior results for you, Jared, because I know that you've gone to talk about some of the junior grades and that for a bit, but Port MacDonald 12-9-81, Glencoe 9-11-65. Just a quick comment on the win there.
Port Mac have picked up a fair few in the off-season, so I think they'll be pretty strong. Bit close than what I thought, but obviously Glencoe shaking up all right as well. So.
Won by a couple of points there. Mount Bird did it a bit more comfortably than that. 10-16-76, Congrenong 4-9-33. Mount Bear starting their season with a win.
Yeah, I thought Congrenong this game might have been a bit closer, but obviously, Congrenong picked up a few players, but Mount Bird still got 14 or 15 players from their 2018 grand final against us, so they'll still be pretty strong this year, I think.
And the last match of the round, Hatherley 29-26, 200 declared. They beat Nangwarry 2-2-14. Goodness me, that's a spanking.
Yeah, it's probably a bit closer than what they have in previous years, but it's not much fun going down by that much, I wouldn't have thought. So we've got obviously tomorrow, but won't take it lightly.
No, they won't. And of course, no one can in this competition. I want to ask you about the Robe Roosters reserve grade. This team is really coming on, and it's been a much maligned side, the Robe Reserves. You've had some great senior footballers, but the reserves 16-13, 109-10, and only 5 goals. Jared, tell us about the reserve graders.
The reserves, come out pretty strong and move the ball pretty well. They've got a lot of players between the 20 and 30 age bracket, so there's not many players running around, as I said last week, over the 40 mark. So, they moved footy pretty well, probably almost better than the A grade, I think. So, they've obviously got a big game this week against Nangers, but, it's pretty positive signs for the Robe Reserves. In previous years, they've struggled a bit, so started off on the right foot.
Well, you got Jennings getting his hands to it up forward for you as well. That might be an option for the seniors later in the year. Who knows? 6 goals. Is it Linky or Link? How do you pronounce that one?
Link.
Link, he got 3, Sawyer 2, and Cross 2 as well. So O'Brien, Link, Sawyer, Cross, Jennings named to their best.
Yeah, very, very good performance from the reserve grade of the Roosters. The senior Colts continued a very good day for you. 16-18, 114 to 3 points. Who are the stars that are emerging here in this senior Colts side?
There's a fair few college kids back. So, young George Dutton, James Dutton, and then some local kids stepping up. Young Jaden Lyons and, Jesse Robinson, who's their captain. Plays at back pocket in the A grade. So, they've got some good young talent there.
Young Roosters shaping up beautifully, Flo, man.
Yeah, Haggard with 4, and McGuinness and Jay Dutton both booted 3. So what about this score? I've left it to last, but it probably is the one that you want to comment on. Those young lads came out in the morning at 10 o'clock and on their own deck, they kept on kicking them, but, they couldn't find the big wide uprights in the middle, and in the end, Tandanoola 4-1-25 beat the Robe Roosters 2 goals, 11-23. And if you look at the quarter by quarter, Jared, there would have been a pretty tough training session, I would have thought, this week for those lads.
Yeah, I think they might be doing a fair bit of goal kicking, I think. Down there on Thursday night, spending a good 15-20 minutes in front of goals with the young fellas. So, I suppose they have those days, but, make the most of the opportunities this week and next week. So.
I want to just comment on young Thomas and young McKenny. Well done, because your 2 goals actually were the ones that get through those wide uprights. But
hey, look, at the end of the day, if you're getting 13 scoring shots out of your junior Colts, eventually things are going to come to the good. So they'll be disappointed, but good on them. They'll be back next week.
All right, we head now to the senior football this week, and the games to be played. It is round 2 action, and out they go to play. It will be a big day for Port Macdonald play Kalangadoo. What have Kalangadoo got? They played last year in Limestone Coast footy, so maybe a bit of cohesion that's come from that, and they get Port Macdonald and Port Macdonald.
Yeah, I think this will be the match around. Playing it all be strong again this year. They haven't really lost many players, and obviously Port Mac beating Glencoe last week, showing that they're around the mark. So, I reckon Port Mac will get up on this one, but not much at home. So.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, they're the reigning champs, aren't they, from 2019?
Kalangadoo.
Yeah.
What a do they are, yes.
Yeah.
Mount Fur play Glencoe?
Mount Fur on this one.
I have to agree. This should be an interesting one too. Tantanoola and Congrenong. What do we reckon the Red and White Tigers might just get the job done here?
Yeah, I think they've got a few recruits we found last week that there are a couple of senior players that have come from Eden Hope Apsley, so and around the place, Oliver and Jack Ryan and that. So I think Tantanoola will win this one just.
Hatherley decided after their declaration last week they'd have a bye and a week off. Yeah. Rightly so. They've all got leather poisoning, and the team that they walloped, Nangwarry, is hosting you guys, the Roosters. So don't take them lightly, obviously, but they're struggling at the moment, Nangwarry, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a bit of a sad state at the moment, but we'll go down there and obviously not take them lightly, but hopefully they can put up a better contest than last week. And we look to next week as well with the Robe to Recovery Day at the Robe ground against Hatherley, so end back day match.
Yeah, that's going to be magnificent. Hatherley and Robe, traditional rivals, they absolutely go at it, and you love to beat them right across all grades. I mean, they always have good juniors too, don't they, Jared?
Yeah, they do, yeah. So it'll be a massive day. There's the veteran respite program that Robe's started with Jackie Bateman in Robe in 2013, so it's a massive day. They've got events on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, obviously. It'll be, the town will be packed, and anyone that's out there that's hasn't got much on the weekend, come down to Robe for a look and support the day.
Absolutely, that is the following week, but this weekend we'll get past that first because round 2 is upon us. And the Robe Rooster Football Club, we do thank them, and thank you for joining us, Jared. You have a good weekend. Hopefully get some kicks and couple of goals too.
All right, thanks for that, Wayne. Thanks, Jason.
Robe Roosters Football Club proudly acknowledges our major sponsors.
Robe Hotel, waterfrontage, accommodation, gaming room, TAB and bistro dining. See you at the Big House.
Come and experience the sound, the mood and the food at Robe's Lakeview Motel and Apartments. Phone 8768 2100. Topline Promotions. The very best in promotional merchandise for over 30 years. Top service and top prices. Toplinepromotions.com.au.
Let's cheer the red and the white. Go the mighty Roosters.
If it's big and it digs, Southeast Excavations in Robe has it and know how to use it. Ask about your next project, from subdivisions, road construction, block levelling, supply and install of septic systems, or limestone and sand from their licensed mines. Southeast Excavations have the right equipment and get the job done quickly and professionally. If it's big and it digs, Southeast Excavations Robe has it. Find us at seexcavations.com.
The siren sounds and the team at Kevin Wright Plumber and Gas Fitter are fit and ready for the big plays. Call into the showroom and see their huge range of Onga pumps on display. They're the only choice with an Onga pump for your every need: stock water, irrigation, rainwater, submersibles. Be on the winning team with your local trusted Onga pump dealer and service agent, Kevin Wright Plumber and Gas Fitter, providing expert advice for all your pump needs and plumbing as well. Servicing Kingston and surrounding districts. Phone today, 87672070.
In Robe and looking for something to do? Robe Auto and Marine can help. Explore the trails and paddle the lakes with mountain bikes, canoes, paddleboards and kayaks available for hire. Or if you need local advice on fishing, they have qualified staff and a mega tackle shop with heaps of bait, tackle, rods and gear to hire, so you can hook the catch of the day. Whether it's a hire for a day or a week, see the friendly, helpful staff at Robe Auto and Marine for your next fun day out. Open 7 days.
Kingston IGA is your one-stop local shop for all things fresh. From fresh local meat to fruit and veg, plus perfectly cooked chickens. And a variety of local fish on offer, fresh on fishing days, then conveniently available frozen all year, along with SA prawns and oysters. All on offer with IGA's price match guarantee, giving you value for money. Kingston IGA, supporting local and supporting you. Why not pop in today? 32 Holland Street, Kingston. Open 7 days.
Amy's got the team pumped for another winning season, and JB, a pro at cleaning up Mad Mondays. But let's see what the 2021 Crown End team can do. Tommy G pours a schooner. No, wait, it should be a pint. Nice save there by Tin Man, but there's a commotion in the back. Christie's new lunch menu has the punters scrambling. Shay has the orders under control, with Alan Kim heading for the wings, while Heather adds depth to the back line. It's great team play that earns a smile from Whiskers. Hang on, he's asleep again. They're winners, they're grinners, and supporters of the mighty Kingston Saints. Kingston's legendary Crown Inn Hotel.
HF Dicker & Son, the name to trust for over 80 years when it comes to transport. Offering daily freight services from Kingston, Robe, Adelaide and Mount Gambier, and weekly services from Melbourne. From general and bulk freight to wool, hay and tipper services. Plus, landscaping and garden supplies with soil, sand and concrete for any job around the home, farm, shed or council area, either pickup or delivery. The name to trust for over 80 years. HF Dicker & Son. Call today, 8767 2452.
For vehicle servicing and repairs in Robe, O'Halloran's Diesel and Marine will keep your motor running. Car, four-wheel drive or truck. Your local Repco authorised service centre with fully qualified technicians using only quality parts and the latest diagnostic equipment. From a new vehicle logbook service to maintaining an old reliable workhorse, get peace of mind with Repco's nationwide warranty on parts and service. You'll feel safe on the road with their professional wheel alignment equipment and huge range of tyres, including the top-selling Toyo Open Country. Visit the team today at O'Halloran Diesel and Marine, 56 Robe Street Road.
For reliable services in bulk haulage, earthworks, roadworks, fertiliser sales and spreading, and suppliers of concrete, Clark Brothers is the team to call. A team you can trust to get the job done right the first time, every time, providing professional services at affordable rates to our customers, operating a wide range of vehicles and trailers to cater for any load size, plus an extensive range of earth moving and construction equipment. Call the team who get the job done right. Clark Brothers, 8767 2229.
The KNT Footy League.
Oh, yes, it will be dynamite. KNT football returning, and I tell you what, our next guest We need some help for him. He's down at the Lucindale Oval at the moment, almost pitch black. It's getting dark down there. Yeah. If you're driving around in Lucindale at the moment, if you can get down to the Oval and just turn your lights on while he does the boundary line, that would be appreciated. Sammy Graetz, how are you, mate?
Too bad, gentlemen. It's a bit of touch and feel down here. I hope no one's looking down the lines tomorrow, but it's going to be. We're going to have a boundary at least.
As long as you get those interchange lines right, mate. In round one, they're the most important ones.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
I reckon Sammy would actually have the 50-metre line. That's the one for him, because if he was running out to kick a goal, he wants to have the 50-metre lines at the 40, just so that when he takes pot shots, he can say to everyone, "I kick 50. I kick 50."
To tell anyone that, Wayne, I always bring him in a couple of metres just to make me look a bit better.
Gee whiz, talk about pot shots. Sammy, that's a bit harsh, I would have thought. But, hey, mate, how excited are you?
Very excited. We just down at Rewtown even last night, we had 46 on the track, and it was absolutely packed house. So I think everyone just can't wait for footy to start. And, yeah, I'm itching, very itchy.
The most important thing about that, 46 at Rewtown, how did they go in the kitchen? Were there enough meals?
I had to settle for a beef. I'm normally a chicken man, but look, I could handle it. It was packed out, so it was good. That was the main thing.
That's all important. Good stuff. Hey, let's have a look at some of the games. Round one, we are underway as of Saturday, and I want to start with this one. And I want to make mention too, first of all, when I do this, Kybe Bolite hosting the Keith Crows, but the Kybe girls, I think as we speak, might be in the grand final of the women's competition. You aware of that, Sammy? And you know how they're going or anything like that?
I am aware of that. I have one of my employees actually plays. Well, she's just broken her leg 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
But Holly Hannaford, she's kicks a few goals. Her sister actually kicked 10 the other week. So, and we have a couple of young girls from Lucindale playing in it. So, yeah, no, it should be they've been pretty successful, the Kybe girls. I think this might be their third or fourth in a row.
Yep, I reckon they're playing East Gambier. We've got our own Eliza Burlash from the Narracourt News been playing for Kybe. So
yes,
I think East Gambier are the raging favourites in that. Good luck to them. But in terms of what's happening on Saturday at Kybe, it's Keith coming to town, the Crows. And what have you heard about both of these sides, Sammy?
I haven't heard too much on the Kybe front, to be honest. I think they obviously played last year in the Limestone Coast competition. I think they're mainly looking at younger players. I haven't heard too much on the import front, but you know Scott Carberry's a great leader there. He's been there for a long time, so he'll have them up and about, fit and raring. But I have heard a few things out of the Keith camp. They've obviously got George and Max back, so they're going to be pretty strong. I think they've got a fairly good list, and I think the Keith Crows are going to be pretty hard to stop.
Yeah. That's the Thring boys, of course. One name I do notice here for Kybe, El Cooper. Now, Sammy, tell us a little bit about this bloke.
El Cooper.
Yeah, El Cooper.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard about an El Cooper. You stumped me there.
No, I mean we know Tommy Cooper, of course, goes all right at Hungry Jack's, but I just thought, are they're not any relation at all?
Not that I'm aware of, no. I'd have to ask the great man himself, but not that I'm aware of, no.
Right, we're going to. That's a question with notice for next week.
All right, I tell you what, Johnson's going to be a star for the Keith side. The McMurray boys back from Tail and Bend, and this is going to be an absolute beauty. And I'm tipping the Keith Crews to start the ledger with a win. Kingston take on Border Districts over at Francis, and Sammy, the Saints, they've got a good recruits that they've brought to the club. A couple of very good recruits, and I'm told that they might be very competitive this year.
I've got a very close source over at the Saints, Craig Capfield. He's the man in the know, and they're very excited. They've had a good off season in recruits. They've sort of held a good nucleus of blokes from the last couple of years, and I think they've just built on that. I think it's going to be a really good game because Francis they've done a very similar thing. They only just missed out on finals. They made finals in 2019. And so they're building as well. It'll actually be a really good indication where these two clubs are at. So there's some good rounds, actually, round one. So I'm probably going to tip Kingston in a very, very tight contest, I think.
All right, Saints for me as well. Mundalla, the champions, the best team in the southeast. They're taking on Narracourt. Let's go there next. What do you make of the Mundalla crew and the Narracourt crew?
Well, the Mundalla boys, yeah, you know, when you when you keep it all in house like they do, I suppose it's they're gonna breed some pretty good footballers, aren't they? So they're very good at just retaining their locals, and they play a beautiful brand of footy. They flick it out and they run, and you end up just chasing them everywhere all day, and you know when you've played them. But so Narracourt to Jag in round one, it's always a tough ask to go over there and beat them, but they've picked up a few good ones in Rory Taggart, Greg, so they'll have a pretty good list. They're young as well, and they've got young Keenan Jacobs, who had a great year up in Darwin. He got second or third in the medal there in the Div 1, so he'll be fresh legs and raring to go. So they won't be written off. They'll have a fairly good crack, I think, and that'll be another good game. But you'd have to think the Tigers will be too good at home.
Yeah, I reckon so. That Josh Gregg can played up at Owen United in a premiership on Sunraysia football. So he is a good player for Narracourt. But
sorry, man, is that Rory Taggart out of Maipalonga?
Yep, that's him.
Big, tall centre forward. Yeah,
he's come down to play. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Sorry, continue on. We've got two more to talk about. We'll save the best till last. So that means we're going Penola, Bordertown next. And this should be interesting too. I've heard Bordertown have done a bit of recruiting. Penola will be strong as always. But can Bordertown be competitive this year?
Well, funny enough, 2019, Bordertown were bottom of the ladder and they beat the Roos. And then we never lost a game until the grand final that year. So we saw the best of Bordertown that year, and they've recruited, I think they've got Clint Dement coming back, Kane Cuthbertson, so some good ex-locals coming back. They'll be better, but they would have had to pick up a fair bit from 2019 to be in the finals. And Penola just seem to always, they're a bit like Mundalla, they always seem to be around the mark with their local boys, and they've got about 10 merits playing for them, so that helps them. And yeah, they just seem to find these blokes from the mid-south-east, and we don't hear too much about them. So that'll be another interesting one, but I'd probably say Penola.
Yeah, I reckon so. Darlitz is a good player for Bordertown. They'll look to the Shuttleworth boys, and the Lodewick lads have joined them, and Big Tink in the ruck is a big person to get around. But what about this, the final one? Is the Lucindale, the Navies, taking on Pathway? You amalgamate with each other in junior football, but there'll be no love lost when you run out in senior football on Saturday.
No, it's going to be a cracking game, actually. I'm looking forward to it. I'd assume we would be playing for the Ryan Cup, but I have to confirm that on Saturday. We play for that every year, and I love playing Pathway. They're a club very similar to us. They're good supporters, and you know it's always going to be a big day. They've recruited well. They've got some really good players, and I've heard they're going to have a big crack this year, but I'm pretty happy with that side. We've lost a few from 2019. We've gained a couple. We've had a few late inclusions, which was very handy, right on the knock of the season. So it'll be a very interesting game. I reckon we should look out for a big, tall ruckman in the B grade, though.
Yep.
Ex-male medalist for Lucindale, Mark Snowball, just thought he'd come down and play B grade games for us this year. So that's going to be interesting. Feel sorry for the Paddy boys.
Yeah. He's going to really be tough in the twos. We've got Harder playing, and Ray Yench, I reckon, is playing for Pathway. We're going to Edwards is a good player. Longbottom
Lukey
goes
Harder's
well.
Back. Yeah,
they've got some good players. That's going to be a beauty. And Nick Kane won't mind if I mention his name. Tommy Logan, he don't mind getting his name mentioned either. And Trav Ware, he's a legend of the club. Is he playing senior football?
He certainly is. He's come back after a few years away, and he's looking really good. He's had a full pre-season, so... we've picked up a few lucky ones. Anthony McCarthy, he's been away at Ross Trevor in Adelaide at uni, and he's back this year too. So we've got a few good locals back, and then topped up with our normal Adelaide blokes. So I think it's actually going to be a cracking game. It'll be a really good measuring stick, because I think Pathway will be the ones to beat, and it'll be a good measuring stick for us to see where we're at.
Well, mate, we wish you all the best, and to everyone in KNC, get a kick, have some fun, and just enjoy being back on the paddock. Sammy, you do that on the weekend. We'll catch up with you next week and find out how it all went.
Can't wait. Look forward to it.
Bordertown Pumps and Refrigeration, servicing Bordertown and surrounding areas for nearly 30 years. And the team takes pride in being able to assist you with all your plumbing, irrigation and garden needs. From fittings, hoses and pipes to swimming pool supplies, water testing and ammunition supplies. Call into their new showroom and see on display pumps from Grundfos, Davey, Ongar and Southern Cross. Drop in and see Bordertown Pumps and Refrigeration's huge new location. 57 McClellan Road in the Bordertown Industrial Estate. Phone 8752 1959.
Wasn't my fault. It came out of nowhere.
Oh, no. Just my luck.
See that sign back there? Says low bridge. Whatever the reason for your car, truck, motorbike, tractor or even caravan accident, Ferguson Paint and Panel will fix it. Private or insurance repairs, no questions, no fuss. Ferguson Paint and Panel, Bordertown Industrial Estate or fergusonpp.com.au.
Vermeer & Brothers, in conjunction with Irrigation Industries at Keith, is a family-owned business providing irrigation solutions to Tatiara and Limestone Coast farmers. Supported by Valley, the world's largest pivot manufacturer and producer of ultimate polyline pivot, they're also the largest turbine pump manufacturer in South Australia, with the ability to match pumps to Limestone Coast conditions. Improve your water efficiencies by phoning Vermeer & Brothers and Irrigation Industries on 8755 1968. That's 8755 1968.
Deb.
Oh, wow, Joe, your place is so warm.
Yes, I know. We gave Peter a call at Kingston Electrical and Renovator Centre. He installed roller shutters and zip track blinds, great to warm our home in winter and keep cool in summer.
And just look at your new combustion heater.
Deb, it keeps our home so warm. It's a Regency Fire. You can get them inbuilt or freestanding.
Oh, and I love your new curtains.
They have blinds and curtains, even carpets and floor rugs. And we colour matched a new toaster and kettle set with the decor.
Joe, can we rain check the coffee? I'm off to check out a new floor rug.
Well, wait for me. I want to check out the new range of bedroom suites and mattresses.
Kingston Electrical and Renovator Centre, 33 Agnes Street, Kingston, South East.
When it's go time, nothing else matters. And our team of technicians cover over 1 million square kilometres. 70 Case IH factory-trained professionals ready to keep you going. Because at O'Connor's, we'll be there whenever you need. O'Connor's Case IH. Keep growing.
Whatever your make or model, book in with Bridgestone Service Centre, Tintinara for tyres and batteries. Tyres for trucks, tractors, machinery, 4x4 and passenger vehicles from the best brands. Bridgestone, Firestone, Supercat, Michelin, BF Goodrich and Maxxis. Experience gold standard service with repairs to keep your agricultural machinery moving. And ask about unbeatable prices on Exide batteries. Whatever your make or model, book in with Bridgestone Service Centre, Tintinara on the Dukes Highway or phone 8757 2033.
The River Murray, unstoppable, just like the footy. River Murray football.
It's the Flow Friday night sports show, and I want to say before we get to our very last correspondent of the evening, say good luck to everyone having a kicking and a catch this week. And if you've decided after 12 months off, and many people have, to extend that out to 2 years off, try and think maybe we shouldn't. We need to get as many people back on the paddock as we can, Flow Man, because footy and netball clubs have done it tough through no fault of their own. We need to get everyone we can back out on the paddock.
Certainly do, and somebody who's back out on the paddock this weekend is our Big Brucey, who joins us on River Murray Football. How are you, big fella?
G'day there, boys. Oh, what a huge week in River Murray football. One of the biggest weeks you've ever seen. And, gee, they came out fighting last week with some big games. And, look, our call of Tail and Bend in that top three is looking very much on the money now as they destroyed Manham in last week's round 3 of River Murray. And, look, of course, I'm backed by popular demand, you boys, this year. And I was going to give it away, but look, they were just ringing the Flow station there from all directions. And look, it's great to be back in our 18th year, your 20th, Flow Man.
Yes.
And look, it's great to be back doing River Murray football. But gee, it was a big weekend last weekend.
It was. We did take a couple of calls actually when the word got around that Bruce might not be doing the report again. One of them was someone asking if they wanted us to save money on their long-distance calls.
Yes.
And the other one was from a bloke going, "You little beauty!" Brucey, let's talk about your old boys. Jervois, 18-12-120. They took on the Bears. And I heard a rumour about Meningi through the week, and I want you to just dispel this straight away. The rumour I heard from I will say a reasonably reliable source is they're not convinced that Meningi can see out the season, Bruce. Now, have you heard anything? Is that true in any way, shape or form, or is that just simply hearsay nonsense?
Now, boys, of course, I go way back to Scott Morrison, so I'm related to Scott Morrison. So, look, I'm going to answer this question very politically.
Yes.
And the answer is R-U-M-O-U-R.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I didn't expect that reply.
No. And so, anyway, let's get back to the football.
Yeah, who won? We know Jervois won. What happened?
Yeah, I know Meningi going to be there, and my mail is that they will be, and I think that is just a very bit of idle gossip because they are very, very down there, very, very ready to go, aren't they, Bruce?
I think that's idle gossip. Look, they've worked hard off the field. They've got some real tireless workers within their club, and none less than young Jeffrey, who's really does everything around the club down there. He's Mr. Fix-It, and look, I think they'll battle it out. Look, they've put the hard yards in. They're getting a team on the park. Look, winning's not everything. It's a bit overrated, but look, I think they can hang in there. And look, they've got some good, it's got a good side there. There's 3 or 4 good players. They just got to gel that together and, look, develop the kids. That's what it's about for the future. Look, it's great to see them out there having a go. That's what it's all about. And last week, look, they had a good last quarter, didn't they, where they outscored the boys 3 goals 3 to 2 goals 2. And that's what it's about. They didn't give in. And, look, at the end of the day, Jervois did win the match by 89 points or thereabouts. But, look, I don't think they'll give in. They'll battle along. But, look, when you've got blokes like Josh Scott for Jervois who kicks 6 and Peter Zarantanello back from injury with 3 and Tommy Klasky and Luke Klasky a couple each, Woodall a couple. They've got some big game players, Jervois, which Meningi haven't. Luke Klasky was just outstanding, as was Pope. And Woodall was for Meningi. Look, they battled hard. Good game from Timmy Hartman, 3 goals and named in their best. But it was the return of the Colonel, Sam Sanders. He was named their best along with Hayes and Hode, a young lad. So, look, there's some good signs for Meningi, and that's what they've got to build on. But, look, to answer your question, no, I think they'll battle on.
All right, thank you, Bruce. And to everyone listening at Meningi, certainly not having a shot at you, and I really want you guys to get some extra numbers and some extra help. At the end of the day, it's not a disgraceful scoreline. Jervois are the premiers. So it's certainly far from a disgraceful scoreline. We wish them well, and thank you for clearing up that piece of idle gossip. Moving on to Tailem Bend, who you mentioned in your big intro, Brucey. They are absolute white hot at the moment. Favourites for the flag. They belted Manham 14-17, 101 to 4-6-30.
Well, I think this was a shock scoreline of last week, wasn't it? We did not expect that margin, that's for sure. And look, mind you, Tailem Bend had a couple of players out too that are back in this week. So that was a very surprise score for me, a 71-point margin. And look, they didn't take the foot off the pedal, did they? Manham did. They were leading at quarter time, fellas, 4-3 to 3-3. Did not score another goal after quarter time. Look, I think they put the kicking boot in the back in the closet. But look, Tailem Bend just went leaps and bounds, 5 in the second, 1 in the third, and finished it off with 5 in the last. And they're just dominating with the coach's son, Connor, smelled up forward with 5. Ben Hansen and Westhoff with a couple each. Look, this Rossi, I've told you about this bloke. We've seen him last year down at the Southern Football League, broadcasting the finals down there. He can play, and he's really going very good up here in the River Murray. And, look, he was in their best. Hogarth was named best, the bloke we call the man you'd have in the trenches. And, look, Dylan Hogarth, one of his best games for a little while. And good to see young Ned Hughes in amongst the best players there, the son of the Tailem Bend president and the great Tony Hughes. So good to see his lad coming through the ages there of the Colts and now into senior footy, and Westhoff also amongst the best players for Manham. Well, Louch was the only multiple goal kicker with a couple. Keller, Cook and Webster were named their best players. But, look, the big news was coming out of Manham is the loss of Michael O'Malley, just partially available this season due to work, so that's really going to hit Manham hard with his work commitments in the mines, so it really is going to make it hard. It's almost like losing 3 players down in that half back line, isn't it, for Manham? But yeah, Taylor Bend way too good.
Indeed, I've just we've got we're taking messages today from people who are listening in. I've got to say a huge shout out to former colleague of mine, man who these days works at a radio station in Murray Bridge. He's down at the Kingston Caravan Park at the moment, listening to our sports show here on Flow FM. Well, it's got to listen to ours because he doesn't have one anymore. Anyway, the last match of the round is who are we talking about, Bruce? What's the last game?
Oh, it's Mypolonga taking on Ramblers. Ramblers 9-11-65 beat Mypolonga 7-3-45. I've got to get this thing back together, Big Bruce.
Well, I'm going to say, Flo, man, where do we get this bloke from? I mean, fair dinkum. I mean, you know, you have to give us a call up, come up there on a Friday night and host it in the studio. I'm sure I could do it. So, look, he's struggling a bit there, Jace, tonight, but look, yeah, Ramblers too good. 9-11 to Mypo 7-3 really does start to shape that 4th and 5th spot very early in the season with the win by Ramblers. Of course, a couple of their good players still not back. They've been off picking a few cockles in the likes of Trevorrow and Walker. So they're missing a couple of good players still, but look, they will certainly come good. There's no doubt about that. Ramblers, they are a mob of battlers that never give in, and a good win over Mypo, who are really rebuilding from the loss of so many good players, haven't they? But a good win there by Ramblers in round 3.
Indeed.
Yes.
That leads us into the next round, Brucey. And, all right, let's go through it. Tell us, start us off. Yep. Who's playing who and who's going to win?
Oh, Imperials play the boys from Meningie, and that is going to be an absolute opportunity for the Meningie people to show what they got. Imps Bruce, though, at Johnson Park at home, should win comfortably here.
Well, they should get the chocolate, shouldn't they, on current form. They have had a bye, so, gee, you wouldn't want to be hitting Imperials coming off the bye, would you? Poor old Meningie. You know, you look at Imperials, they've just got so many guns. The likes of Luke Harrifield on that half-forward line. You throw in Johnny Boris, who's just grabbing anything down there and sailing it through between the big sticks. They're starting to look really good in the ruck, led by Louis D. Michel. They've got young Farnham back. Sam D. Michel's back this week. They really are starting to come together. They've got some real quick legs on the ground in the Dacias and the Laubies and the Marshes. The back line's really tight with McMahon, 120-odd games with North Melbourne. Look, he might be getting up there a little bit around the 30 mark, but he's still a very smart footballer. Mr. Cool, he's got plenty of time. Meningie, well, they're going to rely on too few, aren't they? The likes of Sam Sanders, Peter Reichelt. Great to still see Greg Sadlier playing A-grade. You've got some youngsters there in Ho that's having a real dip, and Jai Ling, Greenwood in ruck. That'll be a good duel with of course, Michelle. So, yeah, look, I think Imperial's too good way, and they should win this pretty comfortably, 71-80.
Manham and Jervois. Manham would be disappointed after quarter time. They went walkabout and just weren't anywhere to be found. Jervois had a good win. Do we like the reigning champs here, Bruce?
Well, one good thing about football is, it's only, 7 days between your last bad game. So you've always got that chance to resurrect yourselves next week. And that's what Manham will have to do. They're on their home dirt out there, so they're really going to have to regroup. They tell me O'Malley is back for this clash, so that will be very important for Manham, having him back in the side on that back line. They'll be looking to their star player in Josh Keller to lead the way. Russo, they need to get more out of him. He's one of their big imports this year, Tommy Russo. I like the look of Blake Tabe.
Yeah.
Good in and under player. Jervois, well, they'll look to their troops in the likes of Pope and Silverlock. Zarant Nello up forward with Scott. I think they'll have too many winners. Jervois for me, boys. 31-40.
Taylor are in great form, Bruce. They play Mypolonga. I don't know when they would have beat Mypolonga last time out, but gee, this is a big opportunity for the Taylor Benners to go 4-0 and really put some distance between them and others in this competition, Bruce. It is exciting time in the blue and gold. I know you put that blue and gold on too for a little while. How do you reckon they'll go against the old foe Mypolonga?
Oh, look, they should get the job done. There's no doubt about that. They're in good form. Look, they've got some really handy players. Coming back into the side this week is, of course, the Flagstaff Hill connection and of Starkey and Sumner. You throw in the likes of Rossi from there as well. You've got Smeld up forward banging a few goals through, leading the goal, kicking on about 20 goals. You've got Westhoff. Look, he can play pretty much anywhere on the ground. They're throwing in a bit of the ruck. You've got Ben Hanson. Look, he's a bit of a surprise to me. I thought he might have played forward, but they've got him running around on the half-back line, repelling a lot of forward thrusts. Look, they just look to have too many winners over the ground. Dale Finney returns to the side. For Mypo, well, yeah, they're just regrouping, aren't they, led by Matt Lidner. Look, they've got some real black and yellow players there that just play for the Tigers, you know, the Gotchas, the Martins, these blokes, the Murisons, they'll really take it up to Taylor. Look, they might give them a bit of a crack if they're close at three-quarter time, but I think Taylor Bend will be too much polish. Mypo just struggling up forward to kick the goals, relying on the new sort of players there to take that role over with the loss of Moss. But
right.
Taylor Ben should get the job done, Flowman. I reckon a good margin here, 31-40.
All right, it is the River Murray Football League and Jace Regan. It's been great to bring the coverage of it tonight. And thanks, Brucey, for your time.
We'll see you next week, boys.
We're not getting any younger, you know, so in the end, the decision to get the caravan we've always wanted wasn't hard to make. We're glad we visited Murray Bridge Caravan and Outdoor Centre first. Their exclusive range of new Willow and Montana vans, quality used vans and pop-tops is outstanding. You can grab parts, accessories and equipment, or for service and maintenance as a qualified technician on site. Check them out, Murray Bridge Caravan and Outdoor Centre, right by the lights at 100 Morris Road. More than just a caravan centre.
Oh, yes, it is, and it's been a terrific program. Jace Regan, I'll give your wallet back now.
Thank you.
Sorry, mate, I took it away. It's caused you untold. You've been all up and down all over the place tonight, haven't you?
I've been concerned, confused. I'm not sure what to make of what's going on tonight with my wallet, but I'm glad I've got it back and it's out of your pocket. Next week I'm going to paint it pink so that we can distinguish between the two. Innocent mistake, I know, Flowman, but look, we're really looking forward to this weekend of action on the field, and I'm sure to everyone else out there who's about to pull the boots back on after a fairly elongated break for some of you, you'll be a bit nervous. Good luck to you. Hope you play well. Hope your team has a win, and if it doesn't, who cares? It's just all about being back on the paddock, isn't it?
It's great. The thrill to be back, and it's all part of it, and it's been great to bring it to you tonight on the Friday Night Sports Show. We look forward to the Saturday morning repeat tomorrow morning, and as always, we look forward to catching up with you again on the Sports Fix through the week next week.